Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to this special edition of the ProBoh Show. Why is it special? Because they're all special, friends. A big good morning to Vero joining us in the chat, to Min joining us from the Netherlands, Pedro, who will soon be in the Canary Islands, Eugene joining us from Russia. It is 8:30 Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For our friend joining us in Russia in the chat, it's 11:30 a.m. and 24 degrees. Guys, Madrid, 8:30 in the morning, 26 degrees already. The weather says it's going to work its way up to 40, but as we all know, with the ground temperature here in the city, that could go up to 46, something like that. So be careful out there, friends. What's coming up in today's show? Oof, it's a good one today. It's a good one today. In our 100 humans today, I asked them to name a food you can cook on a campfire. Hoguera, I think you say. Campfire. You go camping and you set up a fire. Name a food you can cook on a campfire. Then in Complete the News, we'll find out why a man was arrested. He was breaking into people's homes, but he did something else. Okay, so we'll find out why specifically he was arrested and other things if we have time. Today's unpopular opinion is another juicy one, friends. Another unpopular opinion with regards to the human condition, let's say. We're doing kind of like a little series here about our perceptions of ourselves, right? And this is another one in that series. Today's unpopular opinion is insecurities. Insecurities, I think you say. Insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Las inseguridades son un parte esencial de la experiencia humana. Oh,
¿será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Vaya nivelazo, friends. Vero says, good morning, beautiful warriors. Good morning, beautiful Vero. Good morning. This is it's going to be a hot one. I've come bearing evidence, my friends. Before we get into the news today, there is something happening in the world that I didn't realize I needed as much as I do, my friends. And that is the ongoing battle between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. If you'd have told me 2 years ago that I would appreciate Mark Zuckerberg, I would have said you're a liar. But check this out, friends. If you're watching live, sadly you won't be able to see this on the podcast, but I will post a link to the images on the description of the post. So here we go. Elon Musk tweeted out, Zuck versus Musk fight will be streamed live on X, which is obviously Twitter, right? But he's renamed it X. All proceeds will go to charity for veterans. Mark Zuckerberg responds, shouldn't we use a more reliable platform that can actually raise money for charity? Zuck. Toma. And then what else? Elon Musk, he says, I am lifting weights throughout the day, preparing for the fight. Don't have time to work out, so I just bring them to work. Zuck responds, I'm ready today. I suggested August 26 when he first challenged, but he hasn't confirmed. I'm not holding my breath. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
How can it be that an android is acting more human than Elon Musk? Jeez Louise. Elon has been trying to weasel out of it multiple times already. Yeah, true story. I mean, you heard about his now supposed back surgery he has to have? Well, maybe it's true, but if you are going for back surgery, maybe don't ask someone for a fight in a cage. No? I don't know. Is the good guy not supposed to be a genius? The bridge is here. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. I'm struggling. But I would rather be nowhere else. And we would rather have you nowhere else as well, Bridge. Welcome. That's the elves in the background saying, Bridge. Good morning, Clara. Good morning. Okay. Let's see. I'm here, friends. You're here. Let's see what's going on in the world today. Some weird news. I couldn't find any overtly positive news, but I did find a little bit of weird news to share with you today. The James Webb Telescope, okay, has found a giant cosmic question mark. A giant cosmic question mark. God, I wish I knew how to say question mark. Punto interrogativo? Is that it? Is punto interrogativo right? Have I just earned a natural nivelazo without using the translation elf? Oh my God. So yeah, this is true. If you're watching the show, here's a little image for you. Again, I will post a link to these images in the description of the podcast. Why are you not downloading the podcast when it's freely available for your friends? Signo de interrogación. Thank you, Bridge. Thank you. You get that.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
So there you go. They've found a massive question mark in deep space. This coming from space.com. The James Webb Telescope just unveiled an intriguing image of two actively forming young stars. These stars are enveloped by a material disk that nourishes them for over 1 million years. Intriguingly, beneath these stars is a deep space snapshot. There appears to be an object resembling a question mark. If you're watching this stream right now live, you can actually see that image of a question mark in space. Could that not be, maybe God saying, yeah, I'll get to this bit later? Maybe that's him just marking the map like in a video game. Needs exploration. If you're looking to space for the answers, friends, all you'll find is more questions, apparently. So there you go. Interesting phenomena, right? The deep space question mark. What else is in the news today? Oh, let's see. There is an Australian town, friends. This comes from an interesting article I found on BBC.com. In the BBC Future section, there's an Australian town. There's a town in Australia where people live underground. Let that sink in. The mole people. It's real. They are real. In a remote Australian outback town of Coober Pedy. Cooberpedy. Approximately 60% of its 2,500 residents live underground in homes carved into the iron-rich sandstone. Yeah, crazy. This unique subterranean lifestyle is a response to the town's extreme temperatures, which can soar up to, get this, 52 degrees centigrade. Oh my God. For our American friends, that's 126 degrees Fahrenheit. Jeez Louise. If I had to live in those temperatures, I would be living underground too. Is this the future? Are we getting a glimpse into the future if the sun keeps on baking us as it is? Subterranean living? The underground temperature, so you're asking if it's 52 degrees on the surface, what is the temperature underground? Well, apparently, it maintains a consistent 23 degrees centigrade, which is perfect. Which is perfect for anyone outside of Spain. If you ask someone in Spain, that's either 1 degree too cold or too hot. 23 degrees centigrade, which is like 73 degrees Fahrenheit approximately, all year round, which is incredible. So this offers residents relief from the scorching heat and cold winter nights. The town's history is rooted in opal mining, and many of the underground homes, known as dugouts, were initially abandoned mine shafts. Dudes, would you live underground? I'm telling you, here in Madrid, man, it's a viable option. I walked to the shop, which is literally 5 minutes away, and by the time I got back, it looked like I'd run a marathon. It's unbelievable, friends. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Good morning, guys. I'm here too, driving to work, though, says Seri. Good morning, Seri. Be careful on the road. The bridge. Then, Rob, surely there should be a giant question mark plastered on the earth. Maybe. Pedro, Zion from The Matrix was also underground, wasn't it? It was. Maybe we're all waiting for that cave rave moment, like in the second Matrix film. Dudes, but no kidding, man. No kidding. I mean, look, people are making it work. Maybe underground living is the future. Who knows? And finally, in the news today, some more science news. Baffled, confused, confounded scientists detect massive unexplained radiation from the sun. So baffled. Desconcertados? Baffled? Yeah, maybe. Detectan una radiación masiva inexplicable coming from the sun. Scientists have discovered, this coming from, by the way, Vice.com. Scientists have discovered an unprecedented level of radiation emanating from the sun, specifically in the form of gamma rays that are 1 trillion times more intense than visible light, or the light we see on Earth. This discovery, which significantly surpasses the expected levels based on current models of the sun's behavior, was made using a high-altitude water Cherenkov observatory located in Mexico. Gamma rays, friends. What does this mean? We're all going to turn into the Incredible Hulk. Didn't you always want to be a superhero? Well, apparently that's how the Hulk got it. So maybe we'll get it too. Nivelazo from Pedro. Thank you.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Vaya nivelazo. So there you go. Yeah, so apparently this unexpected gamma rays, the gamma rays detected exceed Terra election volt finding challenges existing models of solar radiation. To unpack that, it's basically just very, very surprising, and it has the scientific community asking questions with regards to the sun's, the capacity of the sun's radiation abilities. Quite crazy stuff that you won't find in the front page of your newspapers, but you will find here on the ProBoh Show, guys. You know what we're going to do, my friends, my warriors in the chat? We're going to go directly to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, friends, your question is, what the hell is an unpopular opinion? Well, guys, it's a brain fart. It's un pedo cerebral, un pedo mental, una rayada. It's a brain fart of mine. I share it with you on my social media, namely my Instagram. That's @professional bohemian. @bohemio profesional, pero en inglés. You go there, and in my stories, you will find my a poll. You vote on that poll. We table it here in the chat, and the people who actually make the decisions are the wonderful people who join me live today. That's Pedro, Vero, The Bridge, Seri, Clara, who else? Eugene. Well, there's a ton of you there. So thank you for coming live. Guys, if you want to be as cool as the people live in the chat and contribute to the content we put out daily, you can do that at twitch.tv/professional bohemian. Did I miss Min in that list? Min, the moderator of the chat. So here we go. Oh, look, Pedro says, combining those two news stories, God is sending a message. The sun is responsible for climate change, and we should question more science. Says Ted Cruz. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Yeah, Republicans are all over that now. That's the next headline on foxnews.com. Moderating so hard right now, says Min. Okay, so today's unpopular opinion, I shared it with you on Instagram. And you guys, or at least the community on Instagram, spoke. Okay, so today's unpopular opinion is Insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Las inseguridades son un parte esencial de la experiencia humana. All right, so insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. I asked Instagram, and Instagram said 77% true. Which surprised me somewhat, because you just briefly scroll on Instagram and you have all these posts on how to, don't be insecure. Oh, I'm so positive about everything. I'm so great. I'm surprised that Instagram actually was with me on this one. But let's get into it today, shall we? The ProBoh Show elves have prepared an argument, a pro and con argument for each of these, the angles for this. In the pro column, in support of the idea that insecurities are essential. Insecurities can serve as motivators, motivadores, I think you say, right? Yeah, more or less, for self-improvement and personal growth. When individuals recognize areas they are insecure about, they often strive to improve or change, leading to personal development. True story, right? True story. These are great signposts, insecurities. Okay, next, empathy and relatability. Recognizing our insecurities can make us more empathetic to others. It helps us understand that everyone has their struggles, making human interactions more compassionate and understanding. I think there's a lot of truth to that too. The depth of experience. Insecurities can add depth to the human experience. By facing and overcoming our doubts and fears, we often find strength and resilience we didn't know we had. And it's true. Overcoming insecurity, a fear, a doubt about oneself can be one of the most uplifting things possible. I remember when I first, when I wrote my first play and we took it to the Edinburgh Festival, the first ever 5-star review that I got killed that moment, because I was, even up until that point, so insecure about my writing and my performance because I'd never done it before. And in that moment where I read that positive review, since then there's been tons of negative ones as well, but the moment I read that positive review, I started crying, out of happiness. I think it's maybe the first time I've ever cried from joy. And I realized that extreme emotion was because despite my insecurities, I overcame them. They even persisted throughout the whole performance, but you kind of put them in the back seat and continue forward. And despite my insecurities, it was appreciated by a wider audience. And in that overcoming that insecurity, wow, what a feeling, friends. What a feeling. And finally, in the pro column, drive for connection. Our insecurities can often drive us to seek connections with others when we share our vulnerabilities. It can foster deeper bonds and mutual understanding with those around us. True story. The recognition that every human being, bar one, on planet Earth, we'll get to that later, but every human being, bar one, on planet Earth shares insecurities. Maybe not over the same aspect of ourselves, but we all have them, is a great unifying factor. Now in the con column, disagreeing, challenging the idea that insecurities are essential. Here we go. Chronic insecurities can contribute to mental health problems, including anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Over time, these can severely affect one's quality of life. Okay. Would you say that's an issue with insecurities, or the issue with the individual not able to manage those insecurities? Being too driven by their emotional side and not driven enough by their logical side? Maybe not. Maybe a little bit of pragmatism would solve that issue, or maybe not. Let's see. Insecurities can prevent individuals from taking risks or pursuing opportunities. People might avoid certain situations due to fear of judgment or failure, limiting their potential. Insecurities certainly can do that if you don't, or if you lack the drive to put your insecurities in the back seat. They can do that. Next, a strain on relationships. Insecurities can put a strain on relationships, leading to jealousy, trust issues, or constant need for validation. These dynamics can hinder healthy interpersonal interactions. Again, a true story. If you've ever been in a relationship, friendship, or more than that, with someone who is highly insecure, it can often be kind of a weight that drags both parties in the relationship down. Next one. Constant insecurities can shape a negative self-image, making it difficult for individuals to recognize and appreciate their worth, skills, or contributions. Woo! Hot topic for debate today. I see people in chat are typing a lot of comments. I will get to those in a second, guys. I just wanted to very quickly turn my attention to some of the messages I got on Instagram with regards to this. Vero, who is also in chat, says, everyone feels insecure at some point in their lives. It's intrinsic to human nature. True story. KND says, my insecurities stem from experiences. Experiences are lessons, and my insecurities have saved me in many situations. You know what, KND?
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Absolutely. Insecurities pointing inwards or pointing outwards can be great signs for when or when not to proceed in certain actions. It's all about understanding yourself, I think. But we'll get into that later. We're going to debate this a little more in the second half also. Nessa says, I had to think this one over. I guess they keep our feet on the ground and somehow ensure our growth. I would agree. They do ensure our growth. You know, as long as we can identify our insecurities about oneself, we can kind of make active change in our lives to try in some way to abate those insecurities, which is very important. Lila, a psychologist, apparently. Lila says, from a psychological standpoint, insecurities can indeed drive introspection and self-awareness. While they're tough to grapple with, they often offer unique opportunities for personal growth. Thank you, Lila. And finally, Diego, man, we've all got hang-ups. Hang-ups, my God. Dude.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
It's great when I see an international listener using such native vocabulary. Well done to you, man. But it's those insecurities that push me to try to push past my limits. Okay, interesting, Diego. All right. So what do you guys say? What do you guys say? Are they important? Are they essential? An essential part of the human experience? In contrary to what we hear quite a lot, right? Because we tend to hear that, oh no, insecurities are something solely to be overcome, instead of understanding that they are an essential part of our human experience. Understanding or having insecurities are essential to humility and several other things. What happens? Is there a person on the planet who doesn't suffer insecurities? I would say there's one. Do you know what a person without insecurities sounds like, guys? They sound a little like this.
Nobody knows this stuff better than me.
Nobody knows more about taxes than I do, and income than I do.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
Nobody knows more about campaign finance than I do.
Nobody knows consultants better than me.
I know more about drones than anybody. Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do. Nobody knows more about technology than me. I know more about technology than anybody.
Okay, that's enough. There's only so much I can take of that little raspy voice, my friends. There you go. That's what a person with no insecurities sounds like.
Nobody knows more about technology than me. Nobody knows more about infrastructure than I do. Nobody knows technology better than me. We're going to build a wall.
That's a man with no insecurities, friends. Now, I ask you to consider, aren't our insecurities, and the shared experience of insecurities, does that not aid in a person's humility, empathy, our ability to react on a human level with one another? Consider that when you are voting today on whether insecurities are essential or not. Because a lack of insecurities can basically be defined as narcissism, right? If you just think you're great, there's no flaws with you whatsoever, you're a shining beacon on a hill. Is that not narcissism? I would say it might be. I mean, whether you're a Donald Trump fan or not, you have to admit the guy is blessed with an abundance of confidence and a distinct lack of what appears to be any kind of insecurity. All right, let's turn our attention to the chat and see what people are saying. Let's see. God is using Morse code, says the bridge. I think that's with relation to the James Webb Telescope story we saw earlier. Min says, I think the don't be insecure posts are mainly about looks and things you can't control. That does not mean you can't be insecure overall. Pedro, I agree with the unpopular opinion. If I feel insecure about something, it's probably because I need to prepare better for a presentation, for instance, or because I need more data to form an opinion. I think the problem is when even with all the hard work of preparation, we still feel overwhelmed by challenges. So the key is to accepting insecurity, or accepting that it is a natural reaction to a challenge, but not letting it take over. But I admit, sometimes I wish I could control those feelings better. But I think it's in the battle. That's from Pedro. Pedro's going to get.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
But there is something so relatable and so human about facing those challenges, about overcoming our insecurities, about about not letting them control us, but by being in control of them. There's something so intrinsically human and relatable about that. I mean, every morning I deal with a little insecurity before starting the show, and I've been in entertainment for all of my adult career, whether it be writing or performing or producing. Still, at the start of any project, I have to grapple with this insecurity, and it makes me human. You know, I certainly don't try and shrug it off. I just understand that I need more preparation and more time, guys. That's just one opinion, friends. That's just my opinion. And as Grandpa Bo used to say, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. They all stink. What I want to know is your opinion. I'll post a poll in the chat, and you guys will tell me, are insecurities an essential part of the human experience? Friends, so many things you could have been doing this morning. Instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. I'll see you soon.
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. If you just tuned in, what are you missing? Well, we did take a look at, very briefly, a couple of tweets there that of Mark Zuckerberg roasting Elon Musk mercilessly. Yeah, do you think this fight is actually going to happen? I'll be very surprised if Elon Musk doesn't find a way to get out of having to fight Mark Zuckerberg. I honestly think he would get absolutely annihilated. Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg's Terminator-style android body? I wouldn't want to fight him. I'm just saying that, Elon. I mean, look, and Elon is renowned for wanting to backtrack. He didn't want to buy Twitter in the end, remember? I'm sure he doesn't want to get in a ring with a human robot hybrid like Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so we briefly covered that. We went into the weird discovery by the James Webb Telescope of a giant cosmic question mark in the sky. Yeah, was a really weird one. Let me bring the image up for everyone again. So there you go. Go looking in the universe for answers. All you get is more questions, folks. All you get is more questions. Then we looked at the Australian town, really briefly, the town of Coober Pedy, where 60% of its population live underground. Why? Because of the extreme heat in that region, 52 degrees centigrade through the day, which is 126 degrees Fahrenheit for our American friends. Dude, I would live underground too. Living underground affords them a constant temperature of 23 degrees centigrade. Oh, perfection. Oh my God. I think it was probably 23 degrees in Madrid at like 6 a.m. Currently now 27 degrees. We're going to be shooting up to the 40s today. Oh my God. Stay cool, friends. Stay cool. And then finally, we took a look at a story by Vice.com about some baffled scientists, some confused scientists. Why are they confused? Because they discovered a massive unexplained radiation coming from the sun, which is mainly comprised of gamma rays. Yeah, the things that turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk. There you go. That's the extent of my scientific knowledge on this. And then following that, we went straight into today's unpopular opinion, which is it's quite a juicy one today. Okay, insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Or says, when are you going to do a giveaway with a t-shirt like yours? Or as if I gave away my t-shirt, you'd all be seeing me in my nipples. With my big frog-like body on display. You don't want that. In fact, you guys should be giving me t-shirts so I don't ever appear on the stream naked. How's about that? I have been debating whether to do some ProBoh Show merch, but let's see. Let's see in the future. I do really want a cup that says the ProBoh Show on it, so I can drink my coffee out of a branded cup. That would be pretty awesome. Anyway, so let's get into this. Insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Las inseguridades son un parte esencial de la experiencia humana. Okay, Min from the Netherlands, he's saying, I think if insecurity means you start avoiding things you can do because you feel like you can never achieve them, then it becomes an issue. It's indeed not being able to manage it, and such taking a hit on a professional level, for example. Overall, I'd say insecurity points you to your own weaknesses, and it's a natural response to keep you out of danger and make sure you stay within a group. A lot of confidence and very little reason to have any of it. That's, I think, with regards to the audio clip I played of Mr. Trump before. It's President Trump. Not anymore. At least not for now. Maybe in 2024 we'll see Mr. Trump. Let's see. Vero says, in a fight between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, I would root for Mark Zuckerberg. It's a question of age. Yeah, I mean, he's younger as well. Insecurities are our inner core at times. True story. They are. And I think quite often, it's when you allow, I think the problem here is when we allow our insecurities to take the wheel, when we see our insecurities as truth rather than just an emotional reaction to a situation. Do you understand what I'm saying there? We see our insecurities not as for what they are, something that we have created, and we see them as the inalienable truth of a situation. I've been insecure about my own body for most of my life, right? And even at points where I've been super fit and super healthy, I've still kind of looked at myself in a mirror and thought, oh my God, better than before, but still work to do. Arguably, that has led me to be in some of the most healthiest moments of my life, having to deal with that insecurity. You know? And if I go back to the gym again and I start working out and I start eating well, it will be because of that body insecurity that I have. Sometimes an abundance of confidence is the real weak point. But we tend to treat confidence as if it's some kind of a superpower. And quite often it is, but quite often it's not. As I think I illustrated with the audio clip in the first half. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the first half of the show, guys, you have to go to any good podcast directory, download the podcast. And thank you for those of you that are already doing it. So here we go. So I made the statement. Let's get to the results of the poll. I made a statement. The statement was, insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. Las inseguridades son un parte esencial de la experiencia humana. Okay, I posted the poll in the chat to our live viewers, and what did they say? For the second time this week, 100%. 100% true. My God. Unanimous votes this week. It's incredible. All right, and I would agree with that. I think the denial of our insecurities are more dangerous per se, I think, in my opinion. The denial of our insecurities, the onslaught or full out eradicate the intent to eradicate our insecurities is often more dangerous, I think, than when we fail to recognize them as only feelings, because that's all an insecurity is. It's just a feeling. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. And in many cases, the truth can be quite subjective, can't it? You know, when it comes to emotions, not when it comes to pure fact. You know? I'd say the only dangerous part of insecurities is that when we fail to recognize them as insecurities, as feelings, as ephemeral, something we've created ourselves, and we tend to believe that they're the truth. When we believe that they're the truth and they become the driving factor of our lives, that is when they become a problem. But most of the times, they point us towards danger. They keep us connected socially. They keep our feet on the ground, as Nessa said in a comment there from Instagram. They keep us relatable, humble. And those, my friends, are definitely worth the pain of a few insecurities. Let's see. Pedro says, very good points, Rob. There's a campaign out there to make people with obesity feel secure about their bodies. Is that really beneficial? Does that even work? Yeah, I take issue with the body positivity movement, as I've mentioned a few times in the past. It's a difficult one. It's a minefield out there. Because quite often people's insecurities, they are the raw nerves that we touch on occasionally. And maybe we'll get into the body positivity movement in a different unpopular opinion. But for now, we've made our decision, guys. 100% of you said that yes, indeed, insecurities are an essential part of the human experience. On that note, guys, we're going to go to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God, friends. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys, and on that walk, I encountered 100 humans, and I asked them all a question. Name a food you can cook on a campfire. Name a food you can cook on a campfire. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. Okay, so name a food you can cook on a campfire. Nombra un alimento que puedes cocinar en una hoguera. Hoguera, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know. Okay, so what do you think? What can be cooked on a campfire? Interesting. Okay, the bridge is kicking us off with paella. Paella. Or in British English, paella. I love it when you see for those international listeners, we produce a show from Spain. And there's nothing better than English tourists or American tourists. I need a good place to get a paella. Paella? Paella. Right? Am I trying to correct people's pronunciation with my own crappy pronunciation? Rob, go home. You're drunk. So anyway, so the bridge says paella. Is paella there? Let's see. Is it there? We asked the 100 humans and they said, oh, bridge. Great answer, though. Great answer. Pedro's here. He says, marshmallows. Marshmallows. I don't even know. Malvaviscos, is that right? Marshmallows? Or do you call them nubes? I've heard them called nubes over here too. Okay, is marshmallows there? Yes, it is. Well done. It is actually the 3rd most popular answer, with 18 of 100 humans saying marshmallows. Paella, says that Min. Anything... Ooh, okay. All right, let's go back up. Pedro and Seri say meat. Ugh. Do I give them this? There are other answers that are kind of meat related, but I'll tell you what is there. And when I think meat, I think this. I'm going to say, yes, you got that right. Because the answer steak is there. When I think meat, I think steak. Okay, it's quite unfair that. It's quite unfair. It's a bias because there are other meats there, but I'm going to say steak. Well done. And that was Pedro and Seri. Well done to you guys. Steak is there. Sorry, the 5th most popular answer. 9 of 100 humans said steak. Eugene says fish soup. And Seri also says fish. Fish. Is fish there? Yes, it is. Well done. It's actually the 6th most popular answer, with 5 of 100 humans saying fish. Seri nailing it. Eugene 50% of the way there. Well done, guys. Pedro says vegetables. What's that? What's a vegetable? Interesting. So is vegetables there? I don't know. Are any of those on frozen pizzas? I have no idea. Is vegetables there? No, it's not. I'm just reading the chat and it's just a ton of people trying to teach me how to say paella. Paella. Seri says pasta. Pasta, macarrones, right, in Spanish. Is pasta there? No, it's not. Okay. Min says anything tinned. Anything tinned. You know what, Min? You're not a million miles off, but I need you to be more specific. Something tinned, something that comes in a can. Or in a tin, if you like that. Prefer that. Okay, think Western movies. Particularly Blazing Saddles has a famous scene regarding this tinned food that can be cooked over a campfire. Spit roast, says Min. Yeah, I'll leave Google to explain what the secondary meaning for a spit roast. A spit roast is kind of like a kebab, but laid horizontally. Laid horizontally over a fire. Sadly, it's not there. A steak, exactly, says Seri. Not any kind of meat. Okay, Pedro says sausages. Sausages. Oof. Pedro, you're close, but I can't give you sausages. Or should I? No, I can't give it to you. Specific kind of sausage made, popularized, and created in Germany, popularized in the United States. I'm looking for the United States name for this food type. It's not just the meat. It also, the other ingredient is a bread bun. God, I'm giving you too many clues here. Okay, I'm seeing things pop up in the chat. Okay, so sardines in Spain. Sardines we had under the fish umbrella. Well done, Bridge. Coffee, says Urs. Coffee. Is coffee there? No, it's not. Great answer though. Coffee baked over a fire. Yum yum. Okay, Seri, and Min both say baked beans. Are baked beans there? Or beans? Just beans. Is beans there? Well done. Seventh most popular answer, with 4 of the 100 humans saying beans. Name a food that you can cook on a campfire. Nombra un alimento que puedas cocinar en una hoguera. All right. Bacon, says Vero. Oh, bacon. My love affair with bacon. It's not there. It's not there. But it is a superfood, isn't it? People say avocados, but what would you rather have on toast? Come on. All right, so bacon not there. Great answer though. Seri and Vero. Vero says a wiener. Seri says the Americanized term that we've all come to know and love, hot dog, perrito caliente, or perritos calientes, hot dogs. Is hot dogs there? Yes, it is. And Seri, well done. It's the number 1 answer. See, you hear all the elves just going crazy there. It's the number 1 answer with 27 of 100 humans saying hot dogs. Okay, you've got 2 more to get. Okay, I'm going to give you a clue. This meat, popularized in fast food by the Colonel, El Colonel. Oh. You can cook it on a fire. It's good. It's probably the most popular kind of meat nowadays. Tends to be, low in price, but fills you up. What am I talking about? What kind of meat am I talking about? I'm seeing a lot of people write barbecue, but that is essentially just an open fire, right? So what kind? Oh, okay, we've got a few people. Nearly none of us are American. I wouldn't even think of hot dogs to cook over an open fire, says Min. Well, the 100 humans did, Min. Don't blame me. I only asked the questions. So Eugene, Seri, and the Bridge all say chicken. Is chicken there? Yes, it is. Well done, guys. It's the 4th most popular answer with 12 of 100 humans saying chicken. Okay, let me just make sure no one said this and I skipped over it. Ah, they did. Okay, and the Bridge finally got our number 2 answer, which was a hamburger. Well done, Bridge. All right, let's go through the list so you guys can see the answers live in the chat. Let's go through it for our listeners of the podcast. Here we go. I asked 100 humans to name a food you can cook on a campfire. Nombra un alimento que puedes cocinar en una hoguera. Here we go. In position number 7, we had beans. Beans. Like we're judías. We're kind of assuming baked beans here. Famous in the cowboy and western movies where they all get around the campfire and roast some beans, I guess. In position number 6, we had fish, pescado, fish, with 5 of 100 humans saying fish. In position number 5, we had un filete de toda la vida, a steak. Well done. In position number 4, we had chicken, pollo. Remember, it's masculine. If you come to Spain, remember it's a masculine word that ends in an O. You don't want to know, you don't want to ask for a female chicken sandwich. It means something completely different. Okay, in position number 3 is marshmallows. I've heard them called nubes over here. I don't know. I think malvaviscos or something like that. Nubes, marshmallows. Marshmallows was there in position number 3 with 18 of 100 humans saying marshmallows. In position number 2 with 25 of the 100 humans saying this one was hamburgers. Well done. And finally, in position number 1, with big congratulations to the bridge. It was hamburgers. Well done, bridge. Killed it today, guys. Did really, really well. Okay, let's see what the people are saying. Now, surely the beans would filter through the grill, says the bridge. Nubes or jamones, we call them as well, says Seri. Oh, thank you, Seri.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
I thought hamburgers were for barbecues, not for an open fire. Look, the 100 humans answer what they will, Min. Min gets so angry about the 100 humans. All right, we're going to go to today's Complete the News.
Complete the news.
I will admit it's a little frustrating because the 100 humans have very different ideas to the chat sometimes. That's what makes the chat. That's what makes this a challenge, my friends. Okay. What did I say at the top of the show? The California man. All right, so here we go. I'm going to give you a news headline, un titular. All right, but I'm going to leave out some important information, friends. Your job in the chat for our live viewers is to identify the missing piece of the puzzle. Okay? If you're one of the people who are watching the show but haven't interacted yet, maybe you feel nervous about writing your opinions in the chat, this is your moment. Because all you have to write is A, B, or C. So here we go. I think we only have time for one today. A California man is arrested for breaking into homes and blank while they sleep. Woo! A California man is arrested for breaking into homes and blank while they sleep. So what is he doing while the homeowners are asleep? Detenido un hombre en California por entrar en casas y blank mientras duermen. Okay, is it A, repairing owners... Oh, God, I've brought up the wrong one again. Is it A, repairing owners' broken appliances? Is it B, rubbing women's feet? Or is it C, vaccinating people? A California man is arrested for breaking into homes and blank while they sleep. Is it A, repairing owners' broken appliances? Reparar a los propietarios aparatos averiados? I don't know, maybe. B, rubbing women's feet, frotar a los pies de las mujeres. Or is it C, vacunar a la gente, vaccinating people? A, B, or C? A California man arrested for breaking into homes and blank while they sleep. A, B, or C? Repairing broken appliances, rubbing women's feet, or vaccinating people. Ooh, seems to be C is taking the lead. Pedro says these are all great. I want them all to be true. I will salute. Camus says A. Min says A. Got a lot of C's. Only one B. I'll salute you, Pedro, for being the only one who says B. Okay, let's see. The Spanish translation of B came out suspiciously smooth, Rob. Maybe I don't look. You're making me go red. Don't make a bald man blush. I'll look like a tomato. Okay, here we go. So, A, B, or C. Let's get into this. All right. So, a California man arrested for breaking into homes and... It is, in fact, B. Well done. Well done, Pedro. I think the only one to identify that correctly in the chat. It's rubbing women's feet. Frotar los pies de las mujeres. A California man has been arrested after breaking into 2 state line resort condominiums, basically homes, in Nevada and touching women's feet while they slept. The 26-year-old allegedly entered the condos on the 1st and 3rd of July and fleeing when the woman awoke and confronted them. That's what I was about to say. Like, they couldn't tell? Dude, I put on a YouTube video too loud and things go crazy in my house. Yet some guy can break in and just give a foot massage, and I'm thinking maybe they were awake and just thinking, well, I'll give it another few minutes. There you go. It was, in fact, B. That piece of news coming from where? Where did it come from? NBCBayArea.com. That California man is one of the 100 humans, says Pedro.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Yeah. I asked them all. I ask anyone who appears in Complete the News to be one of the 100 humans. They may have liked it, said Sari. Yeah, weird, right? How can that have gotten unnoticed twice? But there you go. Yeah, true story. Guys, again, I will post all the links that I use in the show so you can check out all these news items for yourself. I post them all on my Patreon, so feel free to go and check those out. I will definitely have the images that we brought up in the show on my Patreon, or if not, they'll appear in links in the description of the podcast. Friends, so many things you could have been doing this morning, an infinite number of things. But instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the absolute world. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.